You know what's crazy? The moment you start changing your life, the people who should be happy for you are the ones who get the most uncomfortable. And I'm not talking about strangers. I'm talking about people close to you, friends, family, coworkers, people you trusted. See, when you were struggling, they were fine. When you were stuck, they were supportive. But the second you start winning, something shifts. Suddenly, they act different. They say weird things. They do subtle stuff that makes you feel crazy for even noticing. And here's the worst part. Most people have no idea this is happening to them. They think, maybe I'm just imagining things. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. No, you're not imagining it. Today, I'm going to show you exactly 7 things toxic people do when they realize you've changed. Some of these are so subtle, you'll finally understand why certain people have been acting so strange around you. And pay close attention to number 7. That's when things get really ugly. But once you see it coming, they can never use it against you again. A few years ago, I went through something that changed my life. I was stuck. No confidence, no direction. And honestly, some people in my life seemed perfectly fine with that version of me. But then, I started working on myself. Reading books, setting boundaries, actually believing I deserved better. And that's when everything got weird. People who I thought cared about me started acting strange. Little comments here. Weird energy there. At first I thought I was the problem. Maybe success was changing me in a bad way. But then I learned the truth. When you grow, you become a mirror. And some people really don't like what they see in that reflection. So here are the 7 things I noticed. And the same things you'll start noticing too. Let's start with the most subtle one first. The first thing toxic people do when you change is give you compliments that don't feel like compliments. You know what I mean? You lose weight and they say, "Wow, you look so good now. You were really letting yourself go before, huh?" You get a promotion and they say, "That's amazing. I didn't think you had it in you." You start a new relationship and they say, "Finally, I was worried you'd be alone forever." See what's happening here? They're disguising an insult as support. And if you call them out, they'll say, "What? I was being nice. You're so sensitive now." That's the trick. They want to take a shot at you but still look like the good guy. Here's what you need to understand. A real compliment makes you feel good, period. If someone's support leaves you feeling confused or low-key hurt, that's not support. That's sabotage with a smile. When this happens, don't argue. Don't explain. Just say thanks and move on. But in your head, make a mental note. This person is watching your growth and they don't like it. Number 2, this one is sneaky. You changed. You've grown. You're not the same person you were 2 years ago. And that's a good thing. But toxic people, they keep dragging you back. Remember when you couldn't even talk to people? Now look at you trying to be all confident. Wasn't it just last year you were broke? Don't get too ahead of yourself. You used to be so chill. What happened to the old you? They do this for one reason, to remind you of who you were so you forget who you're becoming. It's like they're holding an anchor attached to your past. Every time you try to move forward, they pull that chain. Here's what they don't want you to know. Your past is not your identity. Everyone has a past. Everyone has made mistakes. The difference between people who grow and people who stay stuck is simple. One group lets go, the other keeps holding on. When someone keeps bringing up your old self, they're telling you something important. They were more comfortable with that version of you. And that says everything about them, not you. Number 3, this one hurts because it's so confusing. You're not invited to things anymore. Plans are made without you. Group chats go quiet when you're around. People forget to tell you about events. And when you ask, they hit you with, "Oh, we thought you'd be too busy now. You're doing so well. We didn't want to bother you. It was just a small thing. You wouldn't have been interested." Sound familiar? Here's what's really happening. They're testing you. They want to see if your growth has made you too good for them. Or honestly, they just don't want to be around someone who reminds them they're not growing. Successful people make unsuccessful people uncomfortable, not because you're doing anything wrong, just because you exist. The hard truth, some friendships aren't meant to grow with you. And the ones who quietly push you away when you level up were never really your people to begin with. Now those first 3 are subtle, easy to miss, easy to explain away. But the next 4, this is where things get real. Especially number 7. That one is so manipulative, most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Let's keep going. Number 4, you worked hard for something, really hard, and you're proud of it. So you share it with someone you trust, and they hit you with, "Oh, that's cool, I guess. Anyone could have done that if they had your opportunities. I mean, it's not that big of a deal." Boom. All that excitement, gone. Toxic people are experts at making your mountains look like molehills. They shrink your achievements so they don't have to feel small next to you. Here's a test. Think about the last time you shared good news with someone. Did they match your energy? Did they celebrate with you? Or did they find a way to make it seem less special? Real friends amplify your wins. They get hyped for you. They're proud of you. Toxic people, they compete with you, even when there's no competition. If someone can't celebrate your success, stop sharing your success with them. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your wins. Number 5, this is psychological warfare. You're feeling good about a decision. Maybe it's a new job, a new relationship, a new project. You're confident, you're excited. Then someone says, "Are you sure about this? I just don't want you to get hurt. I've heard bad things about that. Just be careful. I don't know, something feels off about this." But you do you. They're not giving you advice. They're injecting fear into your bloodstream. And the worst part? They frame it as concern, like they're just looking out for you. But real concern comes with support. This comes with anxiety. Here's how to spot the difference. A real friend will say, "I'm a little worried, but I trust you. How can I help?" A toxic person will say, "I don't know about this," and leave you hanging with all the doubt and none of the support. When you change, you threaten their reality. If you can do it, why can't they? So instead of facing that uncomfortable truth, they try to stop you. They plant seeds of doubt, hoping you'll water them yourself. Don't water those seeds. Trust yourself. You changed for a reason. Number 6, this one usually happens behind your back. But eventually, it always comes back to you. You find out that people have been talking. Not about your struggles, about your success. She thinks she's better than everyone now. He changed, and not in a good way. They're different. I don't even recognize them anymore. Funny how nobody gossiped about you when you were stuck. Nobody had a problem with you when you were playing small. But the moment you rise, suddenly everyone has something to say. Here's the truth. Gossip is the weapon of people who feel powerless. They can't stop your growth, so they try to turn others against you. They want to build a team of people who agree that you're too much now. What should you do about it? Nothing. Seriously, nothing. Let them talk. The best revenge is living well. Keep growing. Keep winning. Eventually, their words will mean nothing because your results will speak louder than their opinions. People who are busy building their own lives don't have time to tear down yours. Remember that. Number 7. Okay, this is the big one. The most manipulative thing toxic people do. They make you feel bad for becoming better. They say things like, "You've changed. You don't have time for me anymore. I miss the old you. You think you're too good for us now." And suddenly, you feel guilty, like your growth is hurting people, like becoming better is somehow selfish. This is manipulation at its finest. Let me be very clear. You are not responsible for how people feel about your growth. You are not obligated to stay small so others feel comfortable. You did not change to hurt anyone. You changed because you had to. But toxic people will flip this. They'll make themselves the victim of your success. And if you're not careful, you'll start apologizing for winning. Don't fall for it. The people who truly love you will adjust. They'll be proud. They'll grow alongside you, or they'll cheer from wherever they are. The ones who guilt you for changing, they wanted you to stay stuck. Not because they cared about you, because your growth exposes their stagnation. That's not your problem to fix. Listen, I need you to understand something important. When you change, you're going to lose people. That's not a bug. That's a feature. Growth is a filter. It shows you who was really with you and who was just comfortable with the old version of you. Some people were only in your life because you were broken together. When you heal, you break the bond. And that's okay. Your job is not to shrink yourself so others feel big. Your job is not to dim your light so others don't feel blinded. Your job is to keep growing, keep Keep evolving and trust that the right people will meet you at the next level. The ones who can't handle your growth, wish them well, genuinely, but don't stop moving forward to wait for people who refuse to walk. So let's break this down one more time. When you change, toxic people will 1. Give you backhanded compliments disguised as support. 2. Keep bringing up your old self to anchor you to the past. 3. Subtly exclude you from things to test or punish you. 4. Minimize your wins so they don't feel small. 5. Plant seeds of doubt dressed up as concern. 6. Gossip about your growth behind your back. And 7. The big one. Make you feel guilty for becoming better. Now you know the playbook. Now you can see it coming, and now you have a choice. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think about one person in your life who's been acting different since you started growing. Don't confront them. Just observe. Now that you know these 7 signs, you'll see things way more clearly. And if this video helped you, hit that subscribe button. I make videos every week that help you see through manipulation, protect your peace, and become the version of yourself that nobody can mess with. Drop a comment and tell me, which of these 7 have you experienced? I read every single comment, and I know this is going to hit home for a lot of you. Remember, your growth isn't the problem. Their comfort zone is. Keep changing, keep winning, and never apologize for becoming who you were meant to be. I'll see you in the next one.